Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm Father Steve Sellers. Thank you for joining me today on my YouTube channel for my brief daily message of hope and inspiration and joy. And I hope truly that you are finding joy in the midst of all that's going on around us now, or maybe I should say all that is not going on around us now, as we've basically been given our orders for the next 30 days. For the month of April, we will be sheltering in place or self-quarantining or isolating, keeping social distance from one another for the entire month. And so we're learning new things about ourselves. And one of the good things that's happening, as again, I'm trying to bring light and joy into a confusing and often dark world, one of the amazing things that's happening is we're starting to appreciate the little things in life, the things that we have taken for granted for so very often. And that's a good thing. You know, it's in the little things that we find joy and comfort and hope. And God is always in the little things in our lives. And He's interested in the little things of our lives. And so I was thinking this morning very early about an old doctor that I knew in College Station. A wonderful man. He's with the Lord now, but he'd been practicing medicine for quite some time, and I was a fairly young priest. And we were talking about one of the members of our parish, and I'd ask him, I said, do you know what the prognosis is for him? And I'll never forget what the doctor said. He said, well, Father, he's either getting better or he's getting worse. And he's got to make a decision which one it is. And that shocked me for a little bit. But he said that the man needs to focus on the good things that he has in his life. That the man had been focused too much on the negative things in life and the things that do come upon us, the burdens that we have. And it's in the small things that we can rejoice and give hope. And I was looking around this morning and I found a couple of photographs that I just want to show briefly with you as I try to bring a little joy and humor into our lives. I found a picture of me with my first ride. You remember your first ride? I don't. This picture reminded me. I was about a year old, and this was my first ride. I'll hold it up there. What a sweet ride that was, as my students might say. I don't remember that at all, and I'm probably glad I don't. But I do know that I was in a family. I was the first of 4 children, and my dad worked really hard, and my mother worked really hard at home, and we didn't have a whole lot. And we were grateful for things. And I know that looking back, I was grateful to have a ride like that. I found another picture, though, going back a generation before me. This is a picture of my grandmother, and the young man in the picture is my father, and that's my father's 2 sisters. This would have been somewhere around 1931 or 1932, right after my grandfather died in 1931. My grandmother became a widow with 3 small children in the middle of the Great Depression. And they did not have much. As a matter of fact, my grandmother and my father and his 2 sisters had to move back into the family home. And at one point, they had as many as 13 people living in a 2.5 bedroom house on the near east side of Fort Worth. And they didn't have much either. But I know from what I remember of my father, who's been dead for a long time now, he's been dead for 50 years now this year, that they were grateful for what they had. And so I was looking at that, and in the little things, people rejoiced and gave thanks. You know, having one baseball to throw around with a friend is a thing to rejoice about. To being able to have at least something for a meal in the home is something to be grateful about. And the Lord Jesus even tells us that those who are faithful in the little things will be entrusted with the bigger things. This is from Luke chapter 16. Jesus tells a story about a dishonest steward. And he said, those who are faithful in the little things will also be faithful in the big things. And those who are not faithful in the little things cannot be expected to be faithful in the big things. And the point I want to make about all of this today is simply that we need to learn how to appreciate, as we're doing, the little things in our lives, to be grateful for what we have, not for wanting more and lamenting the fact that we don't have more and being sorrowful and sad about what things we might have lost. Count the little things in our lives. They bring us great joy when we focus on them. I'm grateful for every one of you tuning in today. I'm grateful for the fact that you're listening. I'm grateful for the fact that I have a chance to give joy to you, and you can give joy to me. We don't have to be socially connected to be spiritually connected. So just know that Jesus is with you right where you are. He's given you things in your life that we often take for granted. If you can take a breath, give thanks for it. If you can see around the room, give thanks for being able to see. If you're able to wiggle your fingers, give thanks for that. If you can speak, give thanks for that. If you have anything in your house that you can pick up and hold, give thanks for it. It's in the little things that we'll find the presence of God. And every little thing that we have that He gives to us directs us to Him. I hope you have a blessed day today, and remember to appreciate the small things, and especially the presence of God with us, which is no small thing. God bless you and have a wonderful day today.